Next on your list of commercial agricultural activities is grain farming. Look at that landscape. All the way across, nothing but grain. That is a lot of food. I'm talking about grain farming for human consumption. So not what I talked about before with corn, which is the largest grain produced on the planet that is mostly fed to animals. In this case, we're talking about wheat, barley, and rice overwhelmingly. All three of these transport well because they do not spoil easily. Wheat and barley are grown in dry regions that have inadequate water supplies and or are inappropriate climatologically for growing corn. And this is conducted on massive lots of land, in some cases thousands of acres, stretching across the landscape from horizon to horizon. Of course, this is going to be a rural landscape, but because these things can transport so well, they can be transported all the way across the planet. So you can do them on rural, not very heavily populated landscapes and still make them productive and cost effective. Take a look at wheat production from the major wheat producing countries in the world and notice the European Union, which has more than 24 countries in it, is the largest, but that's 24 countries. If you take that out of it, Russia and the United States are the two biggest producers of wheat. Now take a look here and you can see wheat yield from 1961 to 2018. And notice, we've gone up, but notice places like Chile or Mexico, or for that matter, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, European countries, China, New Zealand, all of those countries are showing significant increases in wheat production. In the United States, the place we grow wheat is called the breadbasket for obvious reasons. Generally, you take wheat, you grind it up, you turn it into flour, and you make bread out of it. Take a look at the left-hand side. You can see the map of the breadbasket of the United States. It includes both Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, part of Missouri, Oklahoma, part of Texas, Kansas, the eastern part of New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, and Iowa, and Nebraska. Those are the breadbasket states. And then you can see it comes up into Canada because Canada is also actually a very big producer of grains. And this is what it looks like on the right-hand side. Just as far as you can see, wheat growing. Rice, on the other hand, needs a wetter climate and or lots of access to water. So you might look at California as being one of the big rice producers in the United States and actually an important rice exporter to Asia, believe it or not. How could that be? Well, it's because the rice is grown especially south of Sacramento along the delta of the Sacramento River, where the Sacramento River and the San Joaquin rivers come together, kind of like where Stockton's at, that area right there, where the rivers enter into the San Francisco Bay. And there is a lot of water there. It may not be a wet climate, but there's a lot of water that's being drained out of the Sierra Nevada from those rivers. And then you can look and you can obviously see why Missouri and Arkansas and Louisiana and Mississippi all are able to do this, because not only is it a warm, wet climate, but they have the Mississippi River. And then Texas also has a warm, wet climate in the southeastern part of the state. And this is the way it's done. It looks just like any kind of massive commercial grain activity. Big machinery doing the work, not a lot of people on the landscape. So it is not done like that in a very intensive way with lots of human labor. You can see what's happened with rice yields. We have gone way up, but lots of other places have gone up too. Saudi Arabia, again, has access to a river. Europe, China, New Zealand, Oman, Saudi Arabia. Incredible. Because of the very large areas required for commercial grain farming, combined with the small number of people needed to conduct it, commercial grain farming is intensive or extensive. Answer is, of course, it's extensive agriculture.